Okay, this is how we do it, baby. All right, so when I go to do an order for shoes, this is what I do. First of all, I've got it in my warehouse in a box already. That's pretty close. And a lot of times I double check just to make sure because I might want to go in an even smaller box because I didn't have one at the moment to put it in the shelves in the warehouse. I have the number from my item. I put that number in my ad. I take a picture of the item with this number and the pictures in the ad, okay? And that way, hopefully, we never lose it. I've only had 2 occurrences where I had to search for an item and it takes forever to find it. So, anyway, these are some used shoes. These are clay cords, and they're about $200 shoes, new. And I'm not a real big fan of doing used shoes. It takes a lot of work, a lot of cleaning. But I've got used shoes and stuff in the auction storages and that, and they can be worth some really good money. I sold a pair of Hawkeyes that were brand new in the box one time I found in the trash, and I sold them for $175, brand new. Yeah, and they were like $300 shoes. Yeah, but anyway, these shoes, I cleaned these all up and conditioned the soles for the rubber to keep it good, and cleaned all the inside. As you can see, they're pretty darn clean. I used a shaver, fabric shaver, to get the little woolies off if it had woolies on it. But yeah, use a toothbrush. You have to get in all these grooves, and then you use a picker to take the little bits out. But anyway, they're cleaned and conditioned. To put fresh shoelaces on them. Shoelaces are relatively cheap. Don't even waste your time trying to wash them. Just put a fresh pair of shoelaces on there. Plus, I had an auction storage where I got like 20 pairs of brand new shoelaces in the auction storage in the package. And so they've got to be used up. But anyway, so I did my research first, on the internet, looking these up. And these are women's. They're Adizero Adidas. And they're the Ubersonic 4 clay tennis shoe, 100% synthetic, rubber sole. They're designed for clay, like tennis courts. And new, they retail at $203. And it's an 8 USA size. And they have high wear durability. Yeah, high wear durability. So, this is made for somebody who likes to play tennis or pickleball or something that's on a clay court. But anyway, these just sold, and they were on my markdown sale because I don't keep stuff long. I go ahead and roll it out. I'm not keeping stuff for years on the internet for sale. It's not happening. Sorry, no. Roll it out so there's another spot to put another item in. Anyway, so these went on the big sale, and they were $30 plus shipping, which was $13 or $14.75. And a lot of people are doing this. I don't know where they get this pound shipping rate on their eBay or whatever. And let me tell you what, you can play that game all day long. Not for me, thanks. Different shoes and boots have different size boxes and different weights to them. And you really, when you go to write your ad, you really need to, figure out the box size it's going to go in. Like this box is probably going to be okay because I got room here and here, here and here, and I got room in the top because I don't want to smoosh them up when they get shipped. I want them to, be able to be in there, you know, nicely without getting damaged. Because what happens is when they go on the trucks or they're thrown out of planes into a big dumpster thing, they get banged around. So I don't want the shoe to be right at the, you know, board. I want to be able to pad around that to keep it safe. So if it does, you know, fall out of the postman's cart in the post office or whatever, they bring the stuff in on big pallets and they wrap it a million times around in plastic and they'll make it about 5 foot high. And that's how it comes into the post office off the tractor trailer. But when it goes on planes, literally they're throwing it out the back door. If you've ever watched, they throw luggage and packages out the back door from way up high and do a giant dumpster thing, and then drive it across the parking lot and take it to where it needs to go. So we've got to pack it because we don't know what people are going to do to this after it leaves our hands. So we don't deliver mail. We just pack it and pray that it's going to get there and get there nicely with no damage. So you're saving yourself returns. But because if this spins, you know, the whole time it's being shipped across the states, it's going to rub on there and it's going to rub color off and wear it and put holes on it. We don't want that. We want it to be in exact condition that we shipped it in. Okay, so get an adequate box, hopefully without a whole bunch of printing like this. But anyway, I do this so I can pack quickly. So it's already in a box. It's ready to go. All I got to do is look for the number in my shelves in the warehouse and I can find it. So anyway, we're going to take and pack these up and check, make sure you don't have any of your price tags, your notes in the box, because we're going to save this and put this with our final paperwork for the sale. And so this number comes off because this is going to go in the package. So the customer knows that that's the one they ordered that was in the ad. And I know that I'm shipping the right one because I wrote it down on this paper over here. And I do this every time because I don't print out all my final papers till after it ships out and I attach the shipping to it, because this one I'll probably use eBay for shipping because it'll charge off my account for the sale of these shoes where I don't have to pay any other way. So I'm just going to go ahead and run it through the eBay. Otherwise, I use Pirate Ship. I really like that because the tracking numbers are guaranteed for like forever. You can always go back into them because a lot of times if you get a chargeback or something, these customers on eBay can come back 6 months, a year later and say they never got it or whatever, or try to return it and want their money back. You've got a forever tracking number. Otherwise, the ones on eBay and USPS, if you go direct to those, they go invalid after a while. And you can't even find the package or where it was delivered, when it was delivered, nothing. But on Pirate Ship, it's always there. So you can always go back and get it. No problem. And Pirate Ship's very reasonable for really heavy items by far. I mean, if you want to try to ship a statue on eBay versus Pirate Ship, it's going to be about 1/3 the price if you use Pirate Ship. So large packages and heavy things really do well on Pirate Ship. But otherwise, I really like their tracking number system. But anyway, so this, I write down the number, the item number, which is this. And that's just a little sticker thing. I write that down by hand with a permanent marker. And the person's name, their city and state, so I can make sure, double checking to make sure that I, printed the right label and stuff. And then I will do their whole phone number right here. And then, because I'm going to put that on the label after I print the label. And that's for the postman. If it gets lost or they never come get it, or they have signature delivery confirmation, that the postman can just read the top of that package and see the customer's phone number and call them. And I'll put Katie, phone, and then I'll put her phone number written in permanent marker so it doesn't get rained on and ruined. So that they could just give her a ring and say, hey, Katie, I got your package here. Do you want it? um, or when are you going to be at your house and I'll bring it over or whatever, or come to the post office and get it. Because you don't want them to ship it back to you. Then that brings another problem because the customer will go, oh, well, I didn't ever get it and da da da. I want a refund. And it's like, no, it was shipped and they left you 4 notices and they shipped it back. That was 3 months ago, you know. And then they go, well, I was on vacation. Well, that's not my problem. I can't babysit these people. When you order something, be there, have somebody get it, whatever it takes. It's out of my hands after I ship it, you see. So protect yourself. Protect yourself. I know that if I put that phone number on there on the bottom, of the label in permanent marker, and then, the zip code at the top where it says zip and put it in big numbers, hopefully they won't ship it to the wrong place to begin with. That happens. And 2, they have a number that's accessible right there. Boom, boom. Postman can call them and before they go to ship it back to you, because they'll give them 3 or 4 chances, then they're done and they just return it and you end up with it. And I'm not paying to ship it back. I promise you, that customer will have to pay it to ship it back. And you have a serious problem with eBay to try to charge them to ship it back. So really, the option you have is to relist the item and sell it. So, anyway, that's how I do it. But I make my little notes here. And then now we're going to, get to the size part in a minute. When my prices in my eBay, I have like 25 different prices in there. Okay, I only ship regular and priority. Way back in the early 2000s, we did overnight and all kinds of stuff. And people just don't really call for it anymore because of the money, since the pandemic. It's different now. But I still do carry the priority. And then I have regular, and I ship United States Post Office only. Now sometimes with these, larger, heavier items, you have to look at other carriers and what they ship at. And you may be forced to, use like UPS because it's much cheaper for a large package than the post office, because the post office has limits on weight and size of boxes. I think it's 17-inch size on a box for the post office, and after it's 17 inches, they don't want it. It has to go to another carrier. I can't remember how it goes. But anyway, I have like, 20, 25 different prices. And each price for flat ship rate has the regular and the priority in it. So that way, when I load it to the ad, it'll say, okay, it's $13.75 regular USPS, and then priority is, like 25, and so it's right there in the ad. So they get to pick what they want. Well, in the past year, I have probably shipped 2 priority items ever. So they're getting out of paying that priority, actually. And they used to not care. They just wanted everything priority. Me, I like, when I order stuff online, I want it yesterday express. But anyway, that's how I do it. So this thing of where these sellers are putting by the pound, or they'll say, okay, everything that ships that's under a pound is going to be this, and then anything over a pound is going to be this, and you're wrong. Especially if you're an everything seller. If you ship a 1 pound rate, a flat 1 pound rate, say it's $7, $8, okay, then if you're selling a toothbrush, you're charging $7 or $8 shipping for the toothbrush. Nobody's buying that. They're not buying that, even if you charge 1 penny for that toothbrush. And 2, on eBay, they tax you on the sale price and the ship price. And that was started years ago in the early 2000s because sellers were selling stuff for a penny and 25 cents and then putting, $100 shipping on there. And people would buy it. And it was the way to evade eBay fees, because eBay would only tax you on that sale price, and then, you were home free. So to stop all that bull crap, weird shipping charges to evade paying eBay fees, um, it's just like living in a house. You pay rent. You have a business, you pay rent to use their site. You know, um, people don't get it, but anyway, they tax you on both today. So eBay's going to take their cut out of the sale price and the ship price, and it goes from there. So just be honest. And two, with eBay International, which has been created recently, not Shipping International eBay, but they call it eBay International now. They have two selections. They have International, they have eBay International. Make sure you understand that, because international bites. I did that years ago. I shipped to Europe all day long, this, that, and the other. And I'm going to tell you what, it cost me to ship one piece of makeup, a blush, a little blush in the little box, brand new, everything, that already cost like $30, at Merle Norman. It cost me $35 to ship it to Europe, to Denmark. Yeah. And then let me tell you, you have to buy special tape. You got to get that paper tape with the glue on it, and you wet it and you put it on the box, and it can't have anything on the box. And you have to pack it a certain way. It has to be accessible because it may go through customs 3 different times in 3 different places. So that means they're going to open it up and search it. They're going to see if they accept this in their country, or if you're shipping dope in there or illegal items, anything they don't permit in their country, okay? Did you know Mexico doesn't permit used clothes to go in their country? Did you know that? Yeah. So, anyway, you've got so many restrictions with that European shipping. And then you go down to the post office and you have to do it when they're there. And you fill out like 8 different pieces of paper. And then you sign on there. And all the time, these people from overseas will go, "Can you write it as a gift?" And they have a big long clause in there. Now, remember, United States Postal Service, USPS, is a federal entity. It's part of the government. So be very careful what you do, because you go to the federal pen, okay, for doing stupid things. It'll have a clause in there, and one of those 8 pieces of paperwork that says gift, and you can check gift. And what that does is they don't have to pay customs taxes and fees when it comes into their country. So if I ship this shoe to, like England, okay, and it goes through customs, they may, they pay $30 or whatever for it, and then the shipping to me, and then they turn around, and when it goes through customs 3 times, then the final thing they have to pay to go pick it up, okay, they have to pay to pick it up, the fees to the government for bringing that into the country, because they don't sell them there. That's why they're ordering it from you in the U.S. They may pay $50 to get this shoe to their government. Okay, so when they say, "Oh, can you write it as gift?" Then when you click that gift box, then it takes that taxing off from their country. But you have to understand that if you do that, and it is say it on there, that that's not a gift, which obviously it's not, because you sold it. Trust me, they can track it, whether you put paperwork in there or not. They can track it. They can track it by your address, everything. They know. It's a federal crime because it's not a gift. Okay? So it's like, no, I'm not clicking on there, putting on their gift. So buy it or don't, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to jail for somebody I don't even know for a bullcrap little sale, because I clicked the gift box so they don't have to pay taxes to their country. I am not doing it. So, yeah. So the international was very problematic. You had to buy special packing materials and pack it a certain way. It has to be accessible so they can reopen the package and search it. you know, 1, 2, 3 times through the different customs pit stops that they have. Um, it's sort of like taking a Greyhound bus, you know, or the local bus. You know, it's going to stop at like every corner. And some of those, they empty all the stuff off and they check it and they, you know, research what's inside. It gets held up. It takes forever. Yours is not the only package going through there. There's hundreds, thousands. Okay. So, and they check every one of them. Trust me. And, you know, it may do that 3 times, you know, in its travels till it gets to the customer. So, the packing materials that you have to buy that you don't normally use, all the paperwork, the time to do the paperwork, signing your life away to make sure that, you know, you don't go to jail for checking the wrong boxes. You have to have the postmaster stand over you so you can make sure to do it just the right way, because you want to screw it up or it won't ship, or it just comes back after it's gone halfway overseas. It's got to be exactly right. And then you pray to God it doesn't come back. And then back then we didn't have a way to track it. The tracking number would just disappear once it left the States. You know, a lot of that stuff goes from wherever you're at in the United States to, like, say, New York. And then it ships out of New York onto a boat. And after that, party's over. Like, there's no tracking. And so that's another problem, because you have to prove tracking and receipt. If a customer wants to do a charge on you and say, I didn't get it, and see, you can't prove they got it because there's no tracking. And that's the way it was back then, in the early 2000s. And it was really a nightmare. I had a friend of mine that got burned for $1,000 in watches because there was no tracking. And the customer said, I never got it. Yeah, really scammy. And $1,000 is a whole lot of money, especially when it's $1,000 and your product and the shipping fees and all that, okay? You just lost huge money, okay? So just do it right, and do it right the first time. So the international was really bad way back. The biggest thing that I hated was what they charged. I mean, to ship just a little thing of makeup blush for $35 was the postage. Oh my gosh. You know, that was the postage I had to pay to ship it out. That's not counting their customs fees when it comes in the country. So, you know, I felt like a crook shipping something like that, you know. And I had a friend of mine that used to ship Levi's all day long from the States to Europe, and they would pay $200 and $400 a pair of Levi's back then. You can't ship them nowadays. It's against the law. There's a lot of countries that you cannot ship those Levi's to. You'd be in the federal pen, used or new, and some of them are just for new. And most of that's because Levi's stopped it. They don't want anybody shipping their stuff from the United States to overseas. They don't. So it's a law. Yeah. But anyway, and on eBay, it gets your account closed. But anyway, so know what you're shipping, know where you're shipping it to. So the eBay International is much better. Today, they, you know, this new one they've invented, because I kept saying, I'm not doing it, because I was over that international crap years ago. It's too much work, you know. And so anyway, the new one, you don't have to do all that paperwork. You don't have to do any special packaging. And you don't have to worry about negative feedback, because I can't leave any for you. You don't have to worry about them wanting to return it, because you'll never know if they do or not, because that goes through a different system. eBay handles all of that. All you get to do is ship it to whatever your local hub is. I think there's like 2 or 3 hubs around the United States. Mine is like Chicago. I'm in Florida, so mine's in Chicago. And it's just a regular address, you know, and so it gets shipped to that Chicago address, which is an eBay warehouse, and they get the order and they open the box up and they repack it the way it's supposed to be packed to go overseas, and use all the special tape, whatever, and include any invoicing that needs to go in the box for customs, and all that other paperwork. They do all that, and they, reweigh it. They might rebox it in a different box or package, whatever, and then they'll ship it out. They're totally liable for everything. After it leaves your hands, all you're doing is shipping it from one state to another state. You are not shipping it to Europe. eBay will ship it to wherever it goes in Europe. You don't do any of that. So that's how it's done. You'll probably never hear another darn thing about it, okay? Because like I say, they can't leave you negative feedback. They can't say, I don't like it, I want to return it. It came damaged, whatever. You still get paid. Customer still gets refunded if they want a refund. It doesn't come out of your account. eBay handles everything. Once this sucker's shipped to the hub, party's over. You don't do nothing. You get your pay and everything. You don't have to worry. Party over. Unless you're shipping illegal crap. So it's real simple, and it's a real good thing to be on, because one, all you're doing is shipping it to another state. You don't have to worry about excessive postage and customs and all kinds of other crap. That's not your problem. eBay's doing all that. eBay's handling any returns. eBay's handling, refunding a customer. There's no negative feedback. I would rather sell to all these European ones than I would sell to Americans today. Where years ago I was like, I'm done. I'm not shipping to anything outside the continental USA, and I'm not doing Canada, and I'm not doing Hawaii either. Hawaii takes like 4 weeks for it to get there. And Canada is real strange. They have a customs, and it can be really problematic and take a while for them to get, and you can't track it very well. So I was done. I was just totally done. So I said, no more. And it'll only be places where I can drive to in a car. You know what I mean? Period. Across the United States. So, but now it's a whole nother ball game. So the eBay International is a plus. I would honestly rather sell to all eBay International and forget the USA. And I already have 100% great feedback, but the thing is that, you would always have 100% great feedback if you only ship to eBay International in this day and age, because they can't leave you bad feedback. But anyway, so there you have it. That's that explanation, which should have been in a separate vlog, but a lot of people don't understand that. But anyway, so this one's going to a real person, and it's Katie, and she's in the Los Angeles area. Los Angeles County covers 3/4 of the state of California, and her address is listed as Los Angeles. But like my other mom's address is Mar Vista, and they'd like you to title it L.A. Well, Los Angeles is a nasty, dirty town, okay? And I would never say I was from L.A. in my life. Not never. But anyway, I will still say, if I say mill, it's like Mar Vista, California. Because I'm not putting L.A. on there. I'm just not. The zip code's all that counts. But anyway, we want to make sure that we have the right product number, and then the person's name and the city and state for when we print the shipping label, so we don't print the wrong one. It happens. Or switch them or something. And then a phone number for them. And then they selected cheapest shipping. And now we're going to try to pack this up. And I've got my notes. We want to keep these separate. They come out of the box. Any stuff. I keep everything together. That way, if it falls off on an ad or something, I can relist it and already have all my research and info and my price tags or whatever I need. And this will go with my paperwork too, because that was my research. Because this will all be stapled together with the final paperwork. So anyway, and be careful of pens, because you don't want to get pen marks on this. So we're going to go ahead and start attempting to pack this up. The first thing I like to do is I take a dryer sheet, okay? Why? Because the package gets wet, okay? It's going to smell like old, wet, dirty doggy. And I just cut this in half. Okay. I'm going to lay this in that box. That way, if it gets wet in the rain, something like that, it's not going to smell like old dirty dog when the customer gets it. And then I'm going to take, I got my little doodah here. We want to keep that with the paperwork for a minute. That's going to go later in another spot. So we take our shoelaces, double check our item, make sure we don't have anything weird in there or anything. Tidied up a little bit. These are brand new shoelaces on here, so I'm going to keep them nice. Make sure nothing in here that lost or fell or whatever. Double check, double check. If you have paper to pad it in, you can do that too. I save a lot of original shoe papers. And then I've got some bubbles and wrapping. You can find this stuff free in dumpsters at retail stores, or retail stores will give it to you. And it's way cheaper than buying it. I do on occasion buy some. This was in, somebody gave these to me from a store, or I got it out of a dumpster. This is actually a baggie. So I'm going to take this shoe and stick it in this baggie real careful. See if we can fit her in there. Yeah, it's a winner every time. And we're in it to win it. Okay, so it goes in that baggie. Let's see if we got another one of little baggies here. I think this is one too. Yeah, this is great. I have about 15 of these. They're really handy. It's free. Get as much free as you can, as long as it's clean, you know. Don't get some stinker stuff that they dump their old lunches on top of or something. And it requires a lot of washing and all that. Forget all that. It just needs to be clean and sterile. You go to rent-a furniture stores. You can go to little gift shops, their dumpster, or just go inside and say, hey, you guys got any boxes I can have or some packing stuff? And they'll go, sure. And they want you to take it. They'll even offer you a hefty bag to bag it all up, just so you would take it, because they don't want to go out to the trash can and dump it. So we're looking pretty good so far. Let's see where we're at here. How we're going to exactly pack this. I might do it this way. I still have a little bit of room, or I could stand it up. See, we don't care much about the sole, it's just tops and sides. We don't want to get it scrunched. Actually, that's pretty good. I still have to get the sides, the toes, and the heels to keep them from banging into the box. And I've got to have something in this empty spot. So let's see. How about a little bubble thing? These are free too. You can get a machine that makes these. It blows them out and shoots them out. And then they come apart. I think I'll stick that right there. That'll be part of my packing stuff. There's actually a little bit more right here. I'll put that there. That's going to be enough to hold that up. Yeah. Okay. And then, some more of these bubbles. Now, you can buy this at Walmart or Harbor Freight in a roll. But, you know, it can get pretty pricey. I mean, I've had a pair of boots that I had to use like the whole roll. So if you get some free, it helps. And little paper thing. See, these will come apart. You can rip them apart, see. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and let me put a protective on this one. Wrap this one on the side and the back a little. Okay. sure the toes got padding on them. And then, let's see if we can get this to wrap. This is going to go this way. We still got room on top of the box there, so that's good. We won't trash it all up. Okay. And sometimes you can put a little Scotch tape on here to hold this stuff down. But I just want to protect it all. Okay. So got that padding in. A little bit more over here. Let's put another one of these little doodads in there. Okay. Put some more on the end over here. The side looks kind of good. Let's get some on the back here. Some on this back end here. This side's protected. You just don't want to rub in a box, you know what I mean? Okay. And I gotta put a little piece in there. Let's see. Ooh, I got some more little bubbles. Good deal. Okay. Another bubble. Little airbag. Okay, now that's packed. Now, next, what I'm gonna do is I like to throw little free things. Now, in storage auctions and stuff like that, I have so much stuff that I get. Like, here's a thing. Some face masks. Man, I must have like 50 of these that I got. And, so, what are you going to do with them? Take 50 of them, put them in a bundle and sell them on eBay for what? I sent it to a customer. This is a little citrus peel-off face mask thing. Girls like that stuff, you know. Since it's a girl that's on this order, we'll just ship her a little girly thing. And I ship them grocery store coupons, whatever I got available. If I'm at the market and I see coupons, I grab them. And I put it in a Ziploc baggie. I get my baggies at Walmart and Dollar Tree. But I put it in a baggie so it doesn't leak on the shoe. See what I'm saying? So we'll put it down the side. A nice side here. So that way when they cut the box open, they don't cut that thing open. I got some free fudge coupon. Sometimes I'll stick a DoorDash card in there. Just whatever I got. Maybe some little stickers. Just some junk I keep in a big thing for shipping only. And I add it to their order. And people love that stuff. When you ship them a little free something. You know, what are you going to do with it, right? And especially if it's like little Dollar Tree stuff. What are you going to do with it? So you just throw those things in the order, man. And they just love it. You know? That old plastic jewelry. What was that plastic jewelry? And everybody was going crazy about it. And they were trying to get 1 million people to sell it. And it's nothing but junk. It's plastic jewelry. I got a bunch of that and tried to run it out on whatnot in Etsy. Nobody would buy it. And probably about 10 or 20 pieces of secondhand store was brand new that belonged to somebody. There was like 4,000 pieces, and I wanted to make a deal on the whole lot, and the store wouldn't do it. They wanted to sell them all singly, and when I started looking at them, they were just plastic. They weren't even real, and it's like, this is junk. I forget what you call it, but I had those, and I was throwing one in every package, a little bracelet or, you know, the little necklace, a little plastic necklace from that. I forget what they call it. But people were really into selling that stuff for the longest time. Here's the item number, 361. Always check your item number. Double check, double check. 361 was her order. I'm put it right there. That's the proof. It's in the pictures that she bought from. It says 361. So we got the right product in the package. Now, our next problem is this. USPS is real pissy. years ago, I brought a box and I had to ship right away. Big money order. And I wasn't going to get my payment until the customer received it. When I brought it in, the post lady goes, you have to get rid of all that stuff. So what do you mean get rid of all that stuff? We can't ship it like that. So what do you mean? Well, first of all, it's got these scan things. We can't ship it with that. I'm like, you know, so they don't want to give you anything to use to get it off of there. So you're going to have to go home or go to the store and go buy a marker or a bunch of stickers to cover it up with. All these codes. So I did that, came back. Like if it says food on it or something, the company name, I just take all that address, this number off. I don't need that. Okay, this sticker, this picks up on their scanner too. So I got to get rid of this junk. Actually, I need to, if I can get this off of here, it'd be better to cut it off so I can retape it. But it's kind of old. I don't know if we're going to get it off. I may have to cover it up with another sticker. So that's why I say if you can get a plain box, it's to your advantage. Because then you don't have to babysit all this extra stuff. Okay, I'm going to cover all these little numbers up. Okay. The United States Post Office hates that. They do not like all that junk on there. And this do not stack. Erase that too. And these numbers. This is not like one of 3 packages. Get rid of these numbers. Get rid of this. Just really try hard to get this gone so that it doesn't pick up at the post office. Because it'll end up being shipped somewhere else. We don't want that. Dollar General or Dollar Tree or somebody be getting this package, right? If you leave these numbers on here. Do not stack over 2 pallets high. Okay, so I did that. Then I went back. This is a pallet guide for how you stack the boxes on a pallet in a store. That's for the people in the warehouse. And get rid of this thing, this scan code thing. We don't want that either. We don't need these numbers. Okay. Get rid of this scan code. No scan code. So then I take the box back and I said, okay, I need to ship this. And she looks at me and she says, well, no, we can't ship it. And I'm like, why? She says, well, it has these names on here and stuff. We don't do that. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. And I said, well, I mean, this is ridiculous. And she's like, that's our policy. And I was like, ugh. So I went to the corner store, got some spray paint, and sprayed it. Yeah. Came back to the post office with a stinky package. She wasn't really excited. And I said, well, you know, I don't know what else you want me to do. But this has got to ship out. So, the plain box is better, trust me, because now I'm wasting all this time and I'm not getting paid by the hour to do this stuff, right? And I don't always do free boxes. I do have some special boxes I use often that I get free from eBay on my seller account. That way I don't have to play this game all the time. But anyway, so now we've got everything colored out. It needs to be colored out. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to tape it. And I hate these things. They get snagged up all the time. Now I'm starting to use it like Mel from Australia, my friend on YouTube. Because it's just a pain in the butt to use these anymore. Now you got to go. Start in the middle first like this. You got to go all the way around. I'm not lying. All the way around. I'm going to lose this pin here for a minute. Close this up tight. Pull this together. Boom. And keep rolling it around. around. Let's take it back to the top, because that's where we're going to put that label. Smooth it all down. Make sure that choker's on there, because sometimes it twists and it'll leave the sticky part up, and it's going to have everybody's meal stick to your package, and then it's going to get put on the wrong truck, and all that fun stuff. Now we take the side. We're going to push it down and hold it so that it's a straight box, because every half-inch counts. Tape it way over here, then start here. Push it down. Okay, we already did the middle, so it's holding the middle pieces together as well. Set it for now. Roll it up on its side. Push it down. Every half-inch counts, pal. Every half-inch. Go around it. Make sure we got it. Back up to the top where our shipping labels go. We will cut it off. Don't let this tape stick to this, because you'll never find it again. You'll never be able to undo it to tape something. Now, if you use thermal labels, you don't have to put clear tape on top of them, because it's thermal. You don't want to put clear tape on them. If you're making your shipping labels off a printer, then you want to put clear tape on top of them, okay? But don't let the tape get wrinkled over the barcode for shipping. All right, now, we have a handy-dandy ruler. We're safe and secure. Okay, now, one pin for now. Okay, now we're going to measure this package. All right. Even though I did it to make my shipping stuff, I might have changed boxes. The dimensions may change, you know, once you pack it up, who knows. But I'm going to do it again, even though I did it for the ad, because I can kind of look at stuff and know how much it's going to cost. So, I want to do the size of the package. Okay, you got me? The size of the package. All right. So that's what we're going to do. I still got my notes over here that I got to keep with my paperwork, because that's all going to go together in the filing cabinet. Okay, so we got to go. This is all really important, because if you don't do it right and it gets back charged through eBay, you're going to get a $40 fine on eBay for 1 inch difference. So do it right. So you see, this is just not enough, but even though I don't want to mark it and then remeasure it, takes so much time, I'm going to go ahead and use my handy-dandy yardstick. You can get these for $1 or $2 at Lowe's. I like the yellow because it's good for my photographing for my ads. But I like the metal ones really a lot. If you sew, you'll have all kinds of yardsticks. But see, this is almost 13 inches. Are you seeing that? It's almost 13 inches there. And see, there's a crease in this box too. So I'm going to put like 12.75 or 12 3/4. Okay. 12 3/4 inch on one side. Let's try the height. We're looking at a little over 6 inches. You see that? About 6 1/4. So we put 6 1/4 or 6.25. Okay. Okay, and then we got to have one more dimension. We got to have this dimension. And that is 7 3/4 inch. Now, let me tell you how this goes. The name of this tune. Doot, 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 doot. All right. What we're going to do is, this is where it just gets good. Okay, we're going to take and, or dimensions of this box is 12 3/4, 6 1/4, 7 3/4. All right. But you can't ship it like that through post office. And you can't just go, well, I'll just do it 12, 6, and 7. Because you're going to get back billed for it, or it's going to get returned. But don't do it on eBay, because it's a $40 fine. They will bill to your eBay selling account. Don't do it. Um, if I got billed $40 on top of this, I would just lose like the entire sale with shipping and what I sold it for, because this was on sale. It would just be a total waste. Plus cost money out of my pocket to pay the shipping. It's like you're paying to ship it to somebody. So get it right. And you always want to go over a little bit so it doesn't get to that, because the United States Post Office a lot of times goes through the total dimensions where they do this one, and this one, and they add it all up or something. As long as it'll clear it, that's all that matters. So we want to go to, this is 12 3/4. So that would be 13 inch. This is 6 1/4. We're going 7. You go to the next one up. 7 3/4 is 8. And I want to add another inch somewhere, like this one here. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to ship at, I'm going to go 13. Try not to put it on the higher number, because the clearance is 17 inches or less at USPS. And then I'm going to take this lowest number that's 7. I'm going to make it an 8. And I'm going to make this other 8 a 9. That's what I'm going to ship it at. Okay? Just to make sure that sucker is paid for and they don't bill me extra, or they don't measure it wrong because they got one eye that's crooked or didn't have their coffee that morning. Don't piss the post office people off. Now I'm going to go do weight. Okay? I got all kinds of scales. One of my favorite scales that I like to use is my Harbor Freight scale. You can get a food scale, whatever, nice digital scale at Walmart. Sam's Club has one. You can get a real postage shipping scale at the post office or at Sam's Club. But I just get a scale. This particular one, I really quite like it. I did a YouTube vlog about it, and it's from Harbor Freight. And I don't know, it's like probably $25-30. And it's pretty decent because you can weigh some really heavy stuff on there. And you don't have to plug it in. It runs on batteries, and it has a big, giant LED display. So it's real easy to see. And you put it on the scale 3 times, 3 times, 3 times to make sure it's coming up the same number, because it's not going to. And you take that highest number. So I'm going to go over to the scale for a moment. And it has to be on a level surface and stay there, because when you turn it on, it has to level itself. Okay? And it re-tears itself, T-A-R-E. Okay? It re-levels itself wherever it's at when you turn it on. Before you put the package on, let it tear. It's going to count down. And then it have the final. Don't just throw it on there. Turn it on, throw it on there. You got to wait till it calibrates itself. It's going to tear. So I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to weigh this 3 times real quick, because I don't want to bring it over here, because this is not a level table. See? Okay? I'll be right back. All right. Turn it on. Let it level. Weigh it. 2 pounds, 1 ounce. 2 pounds, 1 ounce. 2 pounds, 1 ounce. Perfect. Now we turn it off. So we don't run the batteries out on the skip. All right. We got 2 pounds, 1 ounce on the scale 3 times. All right. So, my tripod. 2 pounds, 1 ounce is the actual weight. 2 pounds, 1 ounce. 2 pounds, 1 ounce. See that? Okay. Now my ship weight, okay, I think 16 ounces is in a pound. So every time you go up over 16 ounces, it gets higher, okay? But you want to make sure this clears. Because like I say, if the postman didn't have the copy that morning, or somebody got a crooked eye, every time it gets scanned and passes through another postal sector, you know, or a major hub, it's going to get weighed again, measured, and scanned for the tracking number. So make sure you get it right. It can be over, but it can't be under. Don't do it. Especially a lot of times if it's under, they'll just ship it back to you. Forget it. And you, and that customer's waiting for that package. Don't do it. So this one's 2 pounds, 1 ounce. So I'm going to ship it at 2 pounds, 4 ounce. Because I want to make sure. 2 pounds, 4 ounce. Adding a few ounces on there is not a big hairy deal. Pounds is. But, and I'm still way under the 16 ounce mark. So, original weight was 2 pounds, 1 ounce. Our shipping weight is going to be 2 pounds, 4 ounce. So when I print my label, I'm using the ship at numbers and my ship at numbers for my weight. Okay. So I make sure this sucker gets there. It's paid for in full. I'm not going to get billed an extra $40 on eBay, and they're not going to send it back. And they're not going to try to charge the customer the balance, because and that just happened not long ago. I had ordered something off eBay with free shipping. There's a vlog about that too. And it didn't come free shipping. I literally had to pay the postage. They said, well, you can pay the postage or we'll just ship it back to them. You know, it's up to you. And it's like, I really needed the item, you know. What a dumb seller. But anyway, they put postage stamp on the damn thing. Yeah, right. But anyway, I got 2 pounds, 4 ounce. I'm going to ship at for my shipping weight. I've got a size. It's right here, 13.89. Now on eBay, make sure to double check before you click that final button, because it'll keep flashing back. Now I've already got a predetermined size of box and shipping weight in my eBay ad, even though it's sold. But I use it as a standard because I sell similar off the same ads all the time, and I kind of pretty much know. And I usually will weigh stuff. Like if you have army boots versus these tennis shoes, it's going to be more expensive by far, because it's like shipping bricks. If you have a Harley Davidson shirt, which those all weigh 1 pound because they're made out of really thick cotton and all that, they're very heavy shirts. They're really well made. That's way different than just any other t-shirt. Okay. Harley Davidson shirts are built to last, just like their bikes, and they're expensive to buy in the stores. So, you know, Harley Davidson shirt is like a pound. Any other t-shirt is way less than that. So, yeah, when you do that poundage rate, you're a fool. Just don't do it. Like I say, I have like 25 different prices. It's on my list and my shipping stuff. So when I go to write an ad, I pretty much know what I want to charge. And then also remember that you use this, you use this, you use pen ink. I used black ink to color this out. I used bubbles in there and bubble stuff. If I have to go buy that at the store, how much does that cost? Okay, I used a Ziploc bag to put a gift in. That costs money too, because I don't want the thing to leak in shipping if anything happens bad on those shoes. Okay. I used half of a dryer sheet in case the box gets wet in the rain and sits in the rain when it's going through postal service, coming off trucks and on other trucks and all that other stuff. And I don't want to smell like, you know, wet, dirty doggy. So all these things cost money. Okay. My shipping label. When I print that shipping label, I have a thermal printer. Those labels are expensive. It doesn't use ink, but the labels are expensive. And when I put that shipping label on there, it costs me electricity. It costs me, you know, the paper that I buy for it and the machine I paid for. You know what I mean? And if I used printer still, then it costs me printer ink, and that stuff's expensive. Remember, you're printing all these big, heavy barcodes to be scanned. You know what I mean? Use a lot of ink. So if you can get a thermal print, it's way better. I've got a Nelco, and a Brother's really good, and I can't think of the other one that's really, really good. And it's wireless too now, but it's like $300. But a lot of people, a lot of big sellers are saying the brother ones are pretty good. But anyway, so all these things cost money. You can't walk into Walmart and go get tape and a pen and a marker and paper and all that stuff. Even the paper I wrote this on, that's Xerox paper. And say, hi, can I have this free because I need to ship some stuff I sold on eBay? Guess what they're going to tell you? No. These things cost money. Your fuel to the post office costs money. Unless you have them coming to pick the stuff up, which good luck to you if you can get them to do that. It all costs money. It's called shipping and handling. Did you get that? Shipping and handling. That's legal, okay? You know, that's your supplies to pack. A lot of these customers are like, how come the shipping's so high? Well, because I'm not stupid like these other sellers. I'm just going to do some flat rate on poundage or something. Are you? Dude, the stuff is not free to ship it with. I mean, like this right here is over $100 pen right here. This is a cross pen. And the refills are huge money too. I like cross pens. I've used them for years. I had a boyfriend as a CPA, and he liked them because they're balanced really nicely. And I used them for drafting and engineering for years. They're great. They're pencils and they're pens. And I used them before that because I just really liked them, you know. But anyway, this stuff costs money. And you have to recoup that. Plus, eBay's going to tax you on that ship fee. So remember that. You're not just charging for this price right here to ship at the post office and get it to her address. That's not what it is. Everything, you got to figure everything out. All these things have to be paid for. When you run out, you have to buy more. You see what I'm saying? So, there you have it. I'm going to go print a label on this, and it's been over 60 minutes. This was a buy it now on my eBay. And so if you wait 60 minutes, then it's a done deal. They can't go back and cancel the order and say never mind or whatever. And so your best option is ship it ASAP. I do have a 4-day, I used to have 5, but I'm at a 4-day ship and handle. And that's in case power goes out or whatever, or don't have money or whatever it is. But normally I ship at 1 hour after the customer orders. Why? Because I want to. Why? Because when I order something on the internet, I wanted it yesterday express. Yeah, I'm the one that's emailing you 3 days later going, hi, I didn't get a tracking number. Have you shipped it yet? When will I get it? Where are you located? You know, what state are you in? You know? Yeah, that's me. And I'm gonna email you again when it never moves and you give me some bogus tracking number. So 60 minutes after the sale is paid, go ship it. Get it gone. And send that customer message, a personal message. Hi, hope you're having a great day. I just shipped your item from Florida. Thank you so much for your order. I really appreciate you. And guess what? You know how many customers love that? I have feedbacks that people actually type it out and go, oh my gosh, like they shipped so fast. And they sent me a message right away. This seller's just awesome. They're wonderful, amazing. And I liked my little gifts I got in there, you know, and that was pretty neat. It was like Christmas. I get the wildest, coolest feedback from people just for doing a simple little something. Do something kind for a stranger, man. But make your money too. So I'm going to go put a label on this, and I'm going to run this sucker down to the post office on the way to my other errands I've got to do anyway. But I'm going to have a tracking number on this sucker like ASAP because they send it immediately if you buy it through eBay. Because I'm going to take, when I do my shipping label, I'm going to write down what my shipping was because I got to have that for taxes. I'm going to write right here, eBay ship, because I know I'm shipping this eBay because I'm not doing it on Pirate. Because I have to pay for it out of my pocket on Pirate, and I'm not going to use any cards today. So I just wanted to do it on this order because it's going to come out of this today. Otherwise, I'd rather ship it on Pirate Ship. I don't like to ship stuff through eBay because it takes off my income. But anyway, I'm going to write down what the fee is on this ship when I enter these numbers in. Double check them before you click that button because eBay's thing will flip back and change it. And it'll all be short. So double check before you click that final button. Okay. And then go ahead and click buy now. And then run it. Okay. So that's how you ship some shoes. But you better figure your pricing out on your stuff. Forget that poundage crap. I don't know where you people come up with that. That is the biggest bogus waste of time I've ever seen in my life. I have 2 prices, regular and priority. USPS only, period. Zero zilch nada. And when I write that ad, I know what size box it's going in. I literally weigh it on the scale by itself. But see, you have to remember, that's not all that's going in the box. If I weigh these pair of tennis shoes on the scale, that's not all that's going in the box. But if you make it too high, here's another one that people have said lately, because I've been helping a lot of brand new sellers, baby sellers lately. They go, I just charge extra. I'm not worried. If it's 1 pound, I'll just make it 2 pounds. Or if it's $5 shipping, I'll just make it 8. I'll make my money back. Well, no, you don't. Because guess what? When the person from eBay International comes, that's overseas, that wants to buy your product and pay you any price you want to sell it for, they don't care. They're different than Americans. A lot of this stuff's valuable to them because they can't get it over there, And let me tell you, they will pay big money. But the problem is the shipping. So if you have the wrong weight, way too much weight, and way too high of ship price, because they have to pay both ship prices. They have to pay what you ship it to the hub, and then the ship to overseas goes through eBay in another account, not your account. And then their customs fees. So don't price yourself out of the market. If you take that shirt and you say, well, hell with it, man. I'm just gonna do it like this. I'm just gonna put like extra shipping. The shirt weighs, like 12 ounces. I'll just put like 2 pounds. Who cares? Or I'll just charge, if it only costs me like $8 to ship it, then I'll just charge them like 12. Here's your problem. These overseas people aren't buying it. They aren't going to buy it. Why? Because 1, if it's actually a 12-ounce item and you put 2 pounds, okay, then what's going to happen is that poundage, it gets really big going overseas. So their shipping will be, instead of like, $20 for a shirt, it's going to be like $85 to have that shirt shipped to them. They're not buying it from you. Okay? They're not buying it from you. So you just killed your sale. It's just like, like a pair of shoes or something, if it's going to actually cost, to ship it, it's going to be maybe 8 or something, if you're real lucky, like on some thongs or something, and you charge 12, then, if you do that, it's going to make the shoe $60 for them to pay in customs, plus the other ship fee. They're not going to buy it from you. They're not. So don't be silly. I hear this every day. I just charge extra. No, you won't. Because guess what? They're not going to buy it from you. And there's a lot of money from European sales. There's a lot of stuff they like of ours. Really a lot. And they will pay good money to get it. But they're not going to pay stupid money when they can buy it from somebody else. Somebody else that is more real and not going to rip them off. Okay? So think about it. When you write that ad, get it pretty close. Weigh that sucker right there. Figure out what box it's going to go in. That's why I pack mine. It goes into the shelves just like that with my number on it so I can find it when I'm ready to ship it. Ready to roll. Boom. Ready to roll. Okay? I inspect it again before I pack it up. Okay? And then I wrap it, put whatever stuff I need to put in there, and it doesn't stink. I'm not going to seal the box up and wrap it, stick it in the shelf, and put a label on it because it's going to stink after a while. You know, it might get mildew or something. Who knows? I want the product open and safe, not jarred around, and I'll wrap it and seal it up and pack it when it's time to ship because I want to inspect it before it goes. I want to make sure that's exactly the item that I'm shipping to the customer that's in the picture because it's easy to screw it up, trust me. So we're going to put a sticker on this. We're taking it out of the post. It's been over 60 minutes. We're ready to roll. And I do it on the way for my errands. And it takes gas to go to the post office. Don't forget that. That's part of shipping and handling. Gas. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. And we will see you in the next one. Okay? I love you. I wish you many great sales. Do something kind for a stranger. And do it right. Do it right, baby. Do it right, baby.